Warning: in this series I will read and explain body language in an objective manner. I will not purposely side with anyone being observed. Enjoy this video from the Body Language Noob Breakdown series.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Mastering Body Language with me, the Body Language Noob. Today is a Body Language Noob breakdown thanks to someone in the subscriber list. First one up on the list is a video that I found of the final presidential debate between Mitt Romney and Barack Obama. And as you saw before the video, I do not want to press my political views or anything like that. I'm here to strictly read body language objectively. So the first clip that I'm going to show you is in the beginning of the clip that I'll put in the description. But basically, in this segment, you'll see Obama talking about his objective, and his objective, he states, is to keep the American people safe. What you need to focus on this first clip is when you analyze people's body language, they're going to have things that they tend to do. Obama tends to move his head back and forth when he's talking, you know, kind of like this. And he's going to say, well, our objective, was to keep the American people safe, and that's what we did. And when he says that, when he says, our job is to keep the American people safe, and we did keep the American people safe, there's a sudden, it's very small, but you'll see kind of his head shake. Right when he says, we kept the American people safe, shakes his head. See if you can catch it.
Well, my first job as Commander-in-Chief, Bob, is to keep the American people safe. And that's what we've done over the last 4 years.
So basically what we learned in body language, the very first video I made, is if body language is not congruent with what the person is saying, it tends to mean that that person is deceiving or lying or not fully true on what they're saying. So when someone shakes their head and says, we strive to make the American people safe, and kind of does a head shake, it's not agreeing with what the person's saying. So next clip, here we go. Next clip. Obama is going to talk about getting rid of Al-Qaeda. But right before he says we've gotten rid of leaders of Al-Qaeda, or we wiped out large groups of Al-Qaeda, he goes like this. And it's in the corner of the clip, so you might not be able to see it that well, but you'll see his hand go like this. And to me, that's going to symbolize what he's going to say next when he goes like this. Wiping away, to me, going like this is wiping away, erasing, getting rid of, and he'll do that before he states what he's intending to say is, we wiped out Al-Qaeda, well, the main leaders of Al-Qaeda. So he does this well in advance before he says that. See if you can catch it on this clip.
We ended the war in Iraq, refocused our attention on those who actually killed us on 9/11. And as a consequence, Al-Qaeda's core leadership has been decimated.
Now this next clip I'm going to let you see first, and then I'm going to try to explain it to you. That way you can look out for the body language that I picked up on when Obama's speaking, more so with his hands.
Making sure that Afghans take responsibility for their own security. And making sure that Afghans take responsibility for their own security. And
so in the clip that you just saw, Obama saying, we need the Afghans to take their own responsibility. See what I did there? We need the Afghans to take their own responsibility. Their own responsibility. So he was first going like this, which is, it presses the point when you put your pointer finger to your thumb. It's still trying to slam the point home, but it's a lot better than going like this. So you direct it towards yourself. But as soon as he says Afghans need to start taking their own responsibility, he twists it from pointing at himself to the people, which is like they need to take their own responsibility, which is really good body language. And I don't know if he even meant to switch it, It's just you could catch him switching it. This next clip that you're about to see is actually one of my favorites because when Obama's speaking, he says, "Now let's keep in mind that I," and it's funny because it's like not a direct point, it's kind of a subtle point. He says, "Let's keep in mind that I, as well as the Americans."
Now, with respect to Libya, as I indicated in the last debate, but I think it's important to step back and think about what happened in Libya. And keep in mind that I and Americans took leadership in organizing an international coalition.
So, I mean, I don't know word for word the clip, but it's cool because you'll see it down in the corner. He'll point first when he says, "Now keep in mind that I, along with the American people, blah, 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 blah." So first he says, "I," and he wants to let you know, "I did it." So he points at you, which Obama doesn't point a lot. And then he realizes, wait, I can't say I did it, it's the American people too. So he switches to his favorite point a finger on the thumb gesture that still drives the point home. And people feel, oh, he included us, so, we did it too. That's a great president, So Obama's well trained in body language. He does a lot of open palm gestures. And frankly, I think that's why he won the elections is because his body language is great. He practices a lot and he's a good speaker and everything. So in the next clip, you're going to see Obama stating that he doesn't believe Romney's plans or plans of action are going to work. And right when he finishes, you'll see Mitt Romney turn and he'll start blinking a lot, kind of his eyebrows will raise, just like a kind of surprised and disagreement gesture with what Obama said. And he goes, "I think my plan's pretty straightforward."
But I have to tell you that your strategy previously has been one that has been all over the map and is not designed to keep Americans safe or to build on the opportunities that exist in the Middle East.
Well, my strategy is pretty straightforward, which is to go after the bad guys, to make sure we do our very best to interrupt them, to kill them. Well, my strategy is pretty straightforward.
It's important to look at that. He's disagreeing, of course, and you look at the situation that they're in. He is, of course, going to disagree with his opponent and what he said. But the body language gestures of his face, the prolonged eye close and eyelids closed, and a lot of blinking, kind of like it's not really a tight-lipped smile, but it's like a smile of disagreement and surprise with the eyebrows up, and he kind of does a head shake, well, I think my plan's pretty straightforward, That is agreeing, that body language is agreeing, it's in congruence with the debate, the scenario, the environment. So we know what that body language means because it's agreeing with what he's saying, it's agreeing with the environment. So we know that he's being honest when he says, well, my plan's pretty straightforward. Now, we don't know if he's being honest about the plan, but we know that he's honest about disagreeing with what Obama said earlier. So this next clip I'll show you guys real quick.
With Syria having Assad continuing to assassinate, or to kill, to murder his own people, this is a region in tumult. And of course, Iran, on the path to a nuclear weapon. We've got real problems in the region.
But let's give the president a chance.
Okay, so you'll notice that in the first few seconds of this clip, when Romney says, he mentions Assad killing his own people in Syria. As soon as he says that, Obama switches from looking at Romney to the moderator. And it wasn't even that slow, it was this. And he'll do it several times. And basically what this is saying, in my own eyes, I guess, but I'm sure a lot of people would agree, because the head is turning so fast and he's giving him a dead-on straight look like his time's up, his time's up. He's kind of hinting to the moderator, hey, you know, I think his time's up. I don't want. He's basically saying I don't want him to keep going with this Assad stuff because it might hurt the debate, and I was doing well, and you know, this might be what he's thinking. And you'll notice he keeps even more. He's looking at the moderator to get him to stop saying things about Assad.
With Syria having Assad continuing to assassinate, or to kill, to murder his own people, this is a region in tumult. And of course, Iran, on the path to a nuclear weapon. We've got real problems in the region.
But let's give the president a chance.
And you'll notice towards the end that his body language it's fast, and you'll see his mouth open like he's about to talk. It's like, hey, if you're not going to interrupt this guy now, I'm going to start talking. And you'll see that obviously what Romney is saying is getting under the skin of Obama. And basically those are all the things that I figured would help you guys. That's what I thought when I looked at it, and this is the body language new breakdown, so feel free to add what you saw in the video. I don't think I picked up quite a bit of micro expressions. Picked up a lot of Obama's body language. Romney, he sits still for a lot of his stuff. He doesn't really show that much emotion, and it's hard to connect with him as much. I mean, he still did raise a lot of important points, but remember, when you can display body language and provide points, it makes you that much more like presentable, and people admire you much more. I always listen to what people say because I know body language is tricky, but that's what I saw in the video. And no, I'm not lying for wiping my nose. I actually had some snot, I guess. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave it a like, share the video with your friends, and basically comment if you saw anything that I missed or you want to debate. I'm always up for that, and subscribe for more body language noob videos. This was introduced to me by this person, and he commented and said, hey, you should do a series like this. So this will be called the Body Language Noob Breakdown series, and I'll be trying to do many more of them once I have it figured out and everything. So hopefully you liked it. This is my first attempt at it. I'm going to shut up now, end the video. Body Language Noob signing off. Peace.